Das ist gut. Warte, wo ist denn jetzt?
Mein Channel wahrscheinlich fest. Ich muss auf Hangout hier nochmal gehen.
Oder müsste ich so. Achso. Aber hier sind wir jetzt live.
Okay, dann gehen wir hier auf.
Die Frage ist, kannst du mal auf Facebook auf den Link klicken? Oder, also das,
Ja, guck du mal.
ob du dann
Du hast ja jetzt das Video gerade von.
Ja, das weiß ich auch nicht mehr, wo man das jetzt auf dem Channel findet. Ja.
Live on.
Geht man da?
Also schon mal.
Perfekt. Dann brauche ich den einmal bitte angeschlossen, das Batterie halt hier irgendwie, dass der so auf dem Speaker steht. Also hier am besten irgendwie draufstellen. Das hin? Batterie ist das hier.
Ja.
Das muss da damit eingesteckt werden.
Da brauchst du mir jetzt nicht zuschauen. Das war ein Gelaber von vor 10 Sekunden. Nee, das hat immer so 10 Sekunden Verzögerung, das ist immer so. Wer hat das geschrieben? Welche Tüte? Ich hatte keine Tüte. Was für eine Tüte?
Das war eine Tüte, da waren die Stifte. Erstmal hochgehen und dann Papierzeug und Stifte.
Muss man die Dinger irgendwie anschalten? Ein bisschen Power.
Okay, ich weiß, ich habe die zwei jetzt geschrieben und aber die andere hast du gelesen. Du hast ja einmal von deinem Team abgeschrieben und einmal von der Team. Ja. Ich habe einen einfach geantwortet. Ach so, jetzt. Und das war schon ziemlich spät am Abend, habe ich gesehen, boah, ich habe das selbst geschrieben. Scheiße. Nee, die Rücken auf dem Boden ist okay. Hat irgendjemand reingeschaut? Ja, einiges zu tun. Das ist einfach eine Antwort bekommen mit 8 großen. Das war ein PDF.
Nur mit Mikrofon dabei.
Das so hat ja Nee, ich wollte es nur ansprechen.
Ist okay, ist okay.
Online-OPS, den EPs Bescheid, dann hast du schon mal Extra und Online-OPS und 3 Gesprächsmodelle 2. Virtual Education. Ja, okay. Gut, melden euch an, ich habe euch alle das. Da ging es darum, die EPs können anscheinend nicht mehr ohne E-Mail-Account die Google Drive-Ordner öffnen. Deswegen habe ich einen Fake-Account für Praktikanten erstellt. Das heißt, Praktikanten AIESEC. Genau, aber das ist halt auch was, das ist dann da Wie heißt die? CAAG. Ich glaube, das ist keine Firma, sondern Chamber of German.
Okay. Kann das irgendwie anders hinkriegen? Nee, da muss jemand angeschlossen werden.
So, du streamst ja auf dem.
Mhm. Ach, scheiße, ich habe meinen Adapter. Kannst du meine Handtasche bitte holen? Die ist oben. Auf den Bierkisten liegt die drauf. Danke.
Ah ja, genau. Aufgesammelt 29. bis 31. Du kannst nicht, dann wird jemand anders nicht.
Hi Leute! Ich komme auf einmal an.
Das ist ein großes Netz. Ich würde lieber meinen Laptop anschließen. Weil die Präsentation bei anderen Laptops die verkehrte Farbreihe. Ja, dann müssen wir zwischendurch anschließen. Das muss man schnell einen Laptop dahinter dann einmal aufmachen und dann wechseln wir dazu.
Genau.
Sollen wir das doch ein bisschen anders aufstellen? Weil sonst muss derjenige immer mitten in dem Ding stehen. Hallo. So haben, dann habe ich auch einen Platz da vorne. Ja, stell mal, wo willst du stehen? Ach, hier. Nee. Oh, danke. Schiebst du hin, dass es passt einfach. Nee, voll voll. Ja. Was? Hey Kani, kannst du dich mal dahin stellen? Ich glaube, ich lasse dich stellen. Oder wo redet man dann am besten?
Ich gehe noch mal eben aufs Toilette.
Ja, hier ist doof, weil dann stehst du mitten in der Tesi. Aber wenn man da drüben geht. So? Ah. Und dann noch ein bisschen hoch.
Das zweite Teil nicht ganz nach vorne. Also Leute, die da lege ich mir mein eigenes.
Manchmal ist das
Ist an dem Abend.
Ja, mache ich. Weil das sonst mit dem Kabel aber ich mache alles. Also ich einfach vor allem die Werten haben wir also nee, wir haben ja, hey, genau, aber nicht Spaß. Dann machen wir das auch noch. Patrick, du musst noch bitte weiter Muss man das installieren oder irgendwas? Oder kann man das damit reinstecken? Also bei mir muss einfach mit reinstecken. Bitte, kannst du mal aufpassen? Nicht? Okay, nicht. Wo kann ich anfangen? Oder hinter mir ist ich kann auch allein vor die Tür. Braucht er das? Ja, ich bleib allein drauf. Ich soll dir Mikey. Hey, Tina. Warst du in der Vorlesung? Welcher Laptop macht jetzt den Livestream?
Wir machen das wie letztes Mal. Jeder nimmt seinen Stuhl und kommt 3 Meter weiter vor. Keiner weiß hier vorne.
Wir können nicht vor hier bis Kani sitzen.
Ja, doch. Oder von hinten nach vorne kommen. Ist mir auch egal.
Himmel, jetzt haben wir das aufgebaut und jetzt wird alles hier zerstört. Gut. Hier, der kann ich jetzt. Oh, ja, schon, da kann ich so. Ja.
Hi.
Ja.
Na du?
Kann man auch mal, wenn irgendwas nicht passt, kann man ja auch mal.
Strom aus.
Was alles?
Oh nee, den machen wir aus.
Ah. Oh.
Na toll.
Hi, Kiki. Wollen wir jetzt auch noch Snacks holen?
Ja, ihr könnt aber auch noch eine Reihe weiter vor.
Jetzt, wo der Stefan
Kann ich jetzt auch nicht. Hast du mir auch eine drin? Ach, deine macht Protokoll? Nicht hier? Ja. Oh, ah, da, Thea. Da scheint sie. Ach, das macht doch Protokoll.
Anna, das Thema für Bücher.
Wo scheint hier? Ja.
Okay, can I please take a seat?
Ja. Hier, das ist jetzt mal rein. Ich jetzt mal kein Lied.
Warum nicht?
Frag das
Hi
LCP.
team, welcome to tonight's LCM. I guess we all know it's a really special LCM because tonight we're going to elect the LCP 1560 of AIESEC in Nürnberg. I'm super excited for the evening, and I hope you are as well. But of course, because before we start, I would like to show you what we're going to do. Okay, thank you, Josie.
Okay, geht nicht. Peter, guck du mal.
Peter, guck du.
There we go.
Du machst das aber, ne?
Nein, ich komme da nicht so gut hin.
Okay, so what we're doing tonight, we're having a warm welcome, not only from my side, but also from Magdalena. She's at the moment an LCP colleague of mine in Regensburg, and she's joining in for being our Tagesleiter or chair tonight. Now we're having legislation, as you all know, we're going to vote on a new Geschäftsordnung tonight, and after that, we're having the really important part, LCP elections, and then voting and announcement and party afterwards. So, before we start, I would like to take you on a journey. I would like to take you on a journey that started 364 days earlier, so tomorrow, 1 year before, and was actually the start of my LCP journey. So thinking back of that time, I was standing here in front of some people, some from you, and I was holding a speech telling you why I'm running for LCP and why this LC and this organization is so dear to me. So time flew by so fast, and I remember Felix telling me, in 1 year you're going to stand there and you're going to tell people that you don't remember when your journey started, and you're not. You can't imagine how fast I actually, the year passed. So I'm standing up here and I'm going to tell you it was like that. I really don't remember most of it. Well, I do, but I don't imagine. I can't imagine how fast it actually passed. So yeah, what I want to give you is something I've been saying here 1 year earlier as well. It's a part of my speech, and it's actually something that I was just reading 2 days earlier, when I had the feeling of having to read it again, having to go back on my journey when it started. And I actually realized that it still is, I think the passage from my application that is still the most important to me and still fits perfectly. So the question was, what do AIESEC and international exchange mean to you? And I was standing there telling, for me, AIESEC is one thing, AIESEC is passion. For me, this is because this feeling is what drives people. This feeling is what creates innovation. It is what inspires people. It is what challenges us, and in the end, it is the feeling that makes success possible. And even if you're not the most experienced or the strongest, and even if you do not have all the solutions to what is going to happen, your passion for something is the one and only thing you do really need, because it's the thing that makes you fight and strive for something. And thinking back on my LCP journey, I think this is what perfectly describes the past 8 months, of being an active LCP of this LC. The passion for just this organization, the passion for this LC. And the only thing I do wish my successor is to have this passion and this energy for the LC in the upcoming term. And I know that tonight is not about me. It's not about you guys. It's just about the future LCP of generation 14, 15, 16. And I'm really much looking forward to just start the journey of generation 14, 16 tonight, because for the next 3 months, we're going to have the power of 2 EVs in our LC, and I'm super excited to just see where this journey is going to take us. And with all the passion of 2 EVs, with all the passion of the whole committee here, I'm super excited what we can actually achieve. So I don't want to bother you any longer, and I'm just
Hey, hi, I'm Lena, as you heard from Anna already, and I'm very excited to be here tonight. And I'm your chair for tonight, and I will guide you through the amazing process of AIESEC election for 15-16. And I just quickly introduce myself, so you don't have to wonder anymore who that strange blonde girl is. This is actually a picture from my home. Not exactly. Like I grew up in a small village called Treisendorf, which is in the Chiemgau region, which is actually in the mountains. And I am really excited about the mountains, which is why I love to do sports. Anything that has to do with mountains, skiing, snowboarding, climbing, hiking, mountain biking, anything you can imagine. And I don't know, maybe that picture speaks for itself. I don't know, maybe some of you are also excited about mountains. So that might be a very adventurous hobby of mine, but I also do have some boring ones. And I actually love to knitting. I love knitting. And whenever I find the time to do so, or whenever I take the time to do so, I just sit down on my couch and relax knitting. And actually, I have that project at the moment, and it's going to be a blanket in the end, and it's made up out of these granny squares. So that's kind of nerdy, I know, but it's very relaxing and also part of mine. And food. I'm very excited about food. It's actually a very important part of my life. Whenever there's no food and I'm hungry, and this happens quite spontaneously, people around me, they quite know me as a very inconvenient person when I'm hungry. But that is not only the important part about food for me. I also like to cook a lot. So I like to take time and just cook some nice stuff for my flatmates or my EB team, which leads me to my EB team. Last but not least, it's also a very important part of my life, like of the person who I am today. And this is my EB team. I'm actually no, Anna already said it. I'm AIESEC in beautiful AIESEC Regensburg at the moment, and this is my beautiful team when we got elected 1 year ago. And yeah, it's just crazy, as Anna already said. It's crazy how much happens in 1 year. And when I look at this picture, it seems, on the one hand, it seems like ages ago, but also it's only 1 year ago. It's because there's just so much things going on. And I also brought you a picture of my EB team from NATCO, which is just a few weeks ago. And as you maybe recognize, something changed in my team. I lost one VP, but I got 2 new ones, which is very exciting. And what I actually want to say is that EB experience is full of unexpected twists and turns, and the LCP is the one who has to manage these twists and turns in order to keep the team together and lead the LC in the right direction. And as Anna said, it's not about me, it's not about Anna, it's only about the LCP election and the beautiful LCP candidate, and this is why I just want to switch and go on to the EU legislation process. And therefore, we first
Ich eröffne hiermit die Mitgliederversammlung des LC Nürnberg am 18.05.2015 zur Änderung der Geschäftsordnung und LCP-Wahl für das kommende Jahr. And normally you're not up to this point there.
Awesome. So now that the local committee Versammlung is officially open, we go over to checking the presence and the visual space side of your. Hello. And therefore, go through this list. And you just give me a yes or no. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's just quickly go through the list. Anna Kochhilfer. Anwesend. Anna Polska. Anne Esmek.
Wer? Ich hab die aufgehört.
Ja. Christiane Kraus.
Ja.
Daniel Schmidt.
Ja.
Dorothea Mustard. Eva Witzeller.
Ja.
Fabian Wallraff.
Jo.
Franziska D. Franziska Allensberger.
Ja.
Galena Stojanova. Jana Schuster. Nein. Jan Henrik Hombos. Jasmin Yes.
Ja.
Jörg Reinoso. Josephine Simon.
Ja.
Julia Bruckhoff.
Ja.
Julia Sengewald. Ja. Karin Rasmussen. Katharina Seile. Ja. Katharina Rein. Linda Hong. Mike Herbst.
Ja.
Marie Weber.
Ja.
Maximilian Rock. Mirjam Randl, not present. Bettina Maria. Moritz Flamming. Ja, Patrick Schweizer.
Ja,
Peter Zerda.
ja.
Eline Henniker. Ja. Pia Serra.
Ja.
Olli Ivanova. Rebecca Braun. Ja. Sabine Hanisch. Ja. Sandra Lechner. Ja. Sandra Koch. Daniel Meck.
Ja.
Sarah El-Said.
Ja.
Schengen.
Ja.
Stefan Alexander Zippel.
Yes.
Theresa Rehle.
Achso, ich habe die Delegation.
Zählen jetzt gerade bei der GU nicht.
Achso, okay.
Theresa Eckert. Mein. Ja.
Oh, was ist denn das?
Das ist die Kamera. Als ich gar nicht wusste.
Ist das jetzt schon online?
Ja. Das.
Tobias Schlecker.
Ja.
Tobias Troll. Vera Hepp. Benita. Sausi. Ja,
We have 40 people present and 40 people not present. So we have the majority of the LCP and here and can start voting on the queue.
okay. Therefore, we select now on your new Geschäftsordnung. Anna will, as Antragsteller, explain the new Geschäftsordnung.
Okay, as you all know, last week I introduced the draft of a new GO to you guys. I hope you all read through it. I got some friendly amendments in the last week as well. This is why I just want to explain the major change I did from the draft I was presenting to you the last week to the version you got on Saturday. The only change I did there was about the alumni voting right. So there was written that everyone who's not active part in the database of AIESEC Nürnberg at the moment is allowed to ask for voting right 2 days before the election, actually. And what people just made me aware of is that these people are also allowed to delegate their vote, which in our opinion as EB does not make any sense from the people giving me feedback on that as well. So what we changed was that the members who are not part of the LC and part of the actual current database need to be present to get voting right on the day of the election as well. This is the only major change I did to the draft we got on Monday. I kindly ask you to vote for the Geschäftsordnung to just make election process and the whole legal stuff of the LC more awesome. Yeah. There you go.
Sorry.
What do you mean? Are there any questions?
Okay, sorry. Okay, thank you, Anna. Are there any clarification questions for the motion of your new Geschäftsordnung? Okay, so everything is clear to you. Erhebt sich Gegenrede?
Ja, das ist der Fall.
Ja.
Es ist egal, es erhebt sich Gegenrede.
Okay, Wortmeldungen gegen den Antrag? Keine? Wortmeldungen für den Antrag? Okay, dann öffne ich jetzt die General Discussion zu dem Antrag.
I want to bring something.
Set up, say your name and what you
Patrick, I discovered that some paragraphs that going to another paragraphs are wrong, and I want to change that.
So you do have a friendly amendment, do I get that right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So what we're doing right now is Patrick just discovered that in the final draft which I uploaded on Saturday, the one the GO we're voting on, there's still some things which could be made better. So he's having a friendly amendment for us because I couldn't change the version of the GO, but he's now giving us a friendly amendment. I put the things Patrick wanted to say in there, so you can have a look at that. So it's about the wording changing and about paragraph changing in here. Basically it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm taking the friendly amendment of changing the GO this way. So Tia, could you please note that I'm taking the friendly amendment? Thank you. I'm sorry, you have to do it that way. Sorry. Lass weitermachen, Lena.
Okay, so now we move on to the Schlusswort des Antragstellers.
Wait.
Okay, then we go on to the election concerning the motion of Anna. Is anyone against the motion?
Please just raise your hand.
Or raise your hand. No. Are there abstentions concerning the motion? No. Okay. Then please raise your hand if you vote for the motion. So I guess this is all of you, which means that 54 people voting for the motion. You should know. 40 people voting for the motion. And with this, you have a new
Genug waren für heute.
So now that we have proved that it's quite boring process, we move on to or not to the LCP election. Okay. Yeah, to the LCP election process, but since we just legislated a new Geschäftsordnung, we have to check the presence again, since you also alumni who have voting right, ask for voting right concerning the LCP election, also have to be present, and therefore the amount of people is different. And yeah, I just go through the list again. Anna Koppenhöfer. Yeah, present. Anna Slatopolska. Bichbui.
Yeah. And delegations also count at the moment.
Christiane Kraus. Yeah. Daniel Stöckler.
Ja.
Dorothea Frostner. Ja. Frostner. Eva Wittenzellner. Ja. Fabian Weihrath.
Jo.
Franziska D.
Delegation.
Franziska Hannesberger. Ja. Galena Stojanova. Delegation. Jana Fischer. Not present. Jan Hendrik Homburg.
Ja.
Jasmin Jessen.
Ja.
Jörg.
Delegation.
Josephine Simon.
Ja.
Julia Prokop. Ja. Julian Dengewald.
Ja.
Fanny Martin. Katharina Seile. Ja. Katharina Reif. Linda Haupt. Michael Herbst. Ja. Maria Weber. Ja. Maximilian Rock. Miriam Brandt. Priscilla.
Ja.
Moritz Flamming.
Delegation.
Langstrand. Ja. Patrick Schmeister. Peter Zehrer.
Jo.
Helene Himnecker. Pia Zehrer.
Ja.
Oliver Nova. Delegation. Rebecca Braun.
Ja.
Sabine Hanisch.
Delegation.
Sandra Lechner. Ja. Sandra Koch.
Ah ja, bin ich da.
Delegation. Sunny Meck.
Ja.
Sarah. Elsa.
Delegation.
Delegation. Schenken. Stefan Alexander Tippel.
Ja.
Susanne Katzina. Delegation. Theresa Rehle.
Delegation.
Theresa Eckert. Not present. Who mine?
Ja.
Swagwa.
Ja.
Tim Diener.
Ja.
Tobias Schlecker.
Ja.
Tobias Rosch.
Ja.
Vera Hepp. Ja. Willi Tang. Delegation. Und Jasmin Asra. Ja. And then we have Felix Schmieg. Ja. Also, Victoria Reichert. Anwesend. Sophia Steinmetz. Ja. Anwesend. Berechtigung vom IBI. Philipp Gern.
Ja.
Hat die Berechtigung vom IBI und okay. Okay, so from it seems like we are beschlussfähig, and from now on, nobody has to leave the room except we have official breaks. And Anna is just quickly counting. 42 people present. 42 people present, and kann ich das mal kurz überlegen? Okay. Bye. Then, okay. May I have your attention again, please? Sorry for the interruption. When I was preparing for this evening, I was thinking a lot about my ST term, and as you know, I love the mountains, and I came up with this picture, and it's actually again the mountain I was showing before. It's the Watzmann, which is actually the second highest mountain in Germany, and I took this picture from the internet because I've never been there. It's the highest point of the mountain. But I'm actually planning on going there this summer, so I'm actually very excited. As you can see, those people who are climbing that mountain at its highest point, they are connected with a rope, and because it makes it more safe. So in case someone slips or someone feels exhausted, it actually influences the whole group. And also, the group needs a guide who is guiding the team the right path and to the top of the mountain. And as you can already guess, for me, this is a very nice metaphor for an EV term because you go on an adventure, and your goal is to climb up the mountain to the highest point, actually. And what I want to go, where I want to go, is that the LCP is obviously the guide who knows the mountain and who knows where the direction is going. And it is a very great responsibility to guide a team up to the mountain. And yeah, with this, I don't want to take it any longer. And we start the election process. And the candidate, Mike Heckas, is leaving the room for a second. Okay, so okay. We will start with the video of Mike's application again, and then he's gonna come in, and we have a 10-minute speech, and after that we have Q&A, question answer, for 20 minutes, and you are able to ask any questions to Mike concerning your application.
What?
Nee, sind delegiert beide.
Okay. Yeah, we have Q&A, and after that we will vote on the candidate.
Stimmrecht für Nichtmitglieder. Also Sprechrecht.
Oh, okay, sorry. We also have to give the externals. Philip.
No, not the alumni, but the ones who are being members. Like Samu, Fadi, and Kuro.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We have to. Sorry.
in our BO, they stated that we have to have at least more than 50% of the LC, allowing all the people who are not having voting right to be able to participate in the Q&A or for just, well, talking while they're in the room, more or less. I would kindly ask you to stand up if you're not okay if that people are, for example, Ferdi or Samuel or who else is here? Julia are allowed to ask questions. If there's no one standing up, everyone's agreeing. Anyone who's not okay to give these people voting right, please stand up.
Voting right.
Speakers right, sorry. Okay, if this is not the case, everyone's fine with that. Spontan.
Are there any spontan Kandidaturen for the LCP election? No? Okay. Then we move on with Maike Herbst and her application video. And after the video, I kindly ask you to clap for Maike to come in and give her speech.
Hello, AIESEC. My name is Maike, and I'm applying for the position of LCP for the term 15-16 in Nürnberg. You're wondering who I am? I asked some people, which I met in AIESEC, what they think about me, and let's see what they said.
When I think of Maike, I think of she's a really awesome leader, and is someone I can really trust. And I really care for that kind of stuff. That's why I picked her for my project. And yeah, really from Peru.
Maike to me is a person that means what AIESEC wants to pass to the rest of the world, that we all have a lot of things in common because we all want the same at the end.
When I think of Maike, I smile. She's probably one of the most engaging persons I've ever spoken to in my life. There are lots of funny and memorable moments we had in Germany that I miss so much. I mean, who wouldn't smile when he or she thinks of Maike, the very adorable, cheerful, and inspiring girl.
I still remember that we were in a train in Kuala Lumpur and Maike was sleeping. The face she made at that time, that was very funny.
She's able to inspire the people around her. Every day she makes me to uplift my attitude towards life.
When I first met Maike, I knew I was going to have a friend for the rest of my life. She's awesome. She's really awesome.
My motivation to run for LCP? You saw all these amazing people from all over the world that shaped my AIESEC experience. And I want to encourage all of you to also go for it and do it, because it's simply awesome. And AIESEC helped me to make the big world a little bit smaller and just understand it better. And I feel that I'm the right person at the moment who can pass on this experience to you guys, because I already had it and I want to give back what I already received.
Last December, I went to Kamsum, which was a leadership conference in Karlsruhe, and on there I decided to apply for this position. Then time passed, and the exam came, and in February I told my mom that I wouldn't go on an internship, I would apply for this position. And in March, I told Anna that I would apply for this position, and today I'm standing here to tell you guys that I'll apply for MCP for the term 15-16. How does this work? It doesn't work? I don't need someone to click. I need someone to click. Also doesn't work?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So at first, let me tell you something about me.
my name is Maike. I'm 21. I'm studying macroeconomics here in Treviso. I'm in my 6th semester at the moment. And I have 2 siblings. You can see them here. That's my little sister and my little brother, and my mom in the middle, obviously. And what shaped me very much, like the time that shaped me most, was my time I spent in Budapest. I lived there for 4 years. I finished high school, and yeah, I lived there because my father had to work in Budapest or in Slovakia, and we moved to Budapest. Long story, but it was the first time I really experienced culture shock, and it showed me how much I love different cultures. I already traveled 22 countries, 5 of them with AIESEC. And one fact about me is that I'm really afraid of vampires. Like, I slept with garlic next to my bed for 4 years, and I still can't sleep with the window open because I'm so afraid that something could fly in. And yes, could you flip? Okay, all right. And but what is also very important for tonight is my experience in AIESEC. I started in the summer semester 2013 as part of the MIG. I was in the OC, which was back then kind of the OPCO, and I started in OGX. It was a great experience, and I was there, and it inspired me directly so much that I decided, hey, let's go on a GCGP myself. And so that's you. So I just went to Peru, and you saw Bruna in the video. She's the girl from Brazil. I met her on this internship, and it was a great experience. And directly when I came back, I was team leader of OGIP and became VP OGIP back then. So I was the first VP OGIP that Nürnberg has ever seen. Before it was only OGX together, and Timo was sitting there. He was VP OGX, and I became VP OGIP and kind of built this whole area up. And it's amazing to see it grow, and how Schenkel is doing it. And I'm really proud of her to see this area getting so beautiful. And during my VP term, I did my TTT in Magdeburg together with who's also there. And it was cool. So I'm training. 2 weeks ago, I did the training with Anna in Nürnberg. The week before, I was in Bali training the OJX track, which was pretty cool. And in the summer, then I decided, okay, let's go for a leadership to Malaysia. And that's kind of a paid job within AIESEC, so I got money for it. And I went to Malaysia and checked the projects in there. So I traveled around and got money for this from AIESEC and built up some LC corporations and stuff like that, which was pretty cool to see AIESEC in Asia. And after this, I decided to run for the CCVP Raising at the Wiener LDS. And yeah, it was a good time. And at the moment, I'm a member of the finance team in Nürnberg. So what you can actually see from my time in AIESEC that I kind of had every position. I started as a member, then I was team leader, I was VP. I worked in the OC, I was kind of CCVP as well. And I also have knowledge of finance because at the moment I'm doing it. I'm not perfect in it, but I'm getting better day by day. I have some basic knowledge in raising stuff, which is connected to IGIP. I was VP OGIP, I did team leader stuff, and also marketing. For example, I did some lecture visits as well back when I was VP. Great. OTM, and I did some member selection talks at the beginning, which was also very interesting to see. Could you quick? What? It's okay. So, but overall, I had a very big experience. But the biggest experience I ever had was with these lovely people. This is my EV. You can see me in there. It was a very hard time. I was the only girl, but it was a wonderful time. It wasn't always easy. But this time shaped me so much, and it was the first real team experience I ever had. And this time I want to come back to this LC and being the leader of such a team. Yeah. And of course, as you already saw, I have kind of basic knowledge in every function. But I'm not here today to tell you about structural stuff. But I also want to give you some points that I could imagine to implement for the next year. So, for example, I could imagine to implement in marketing a team leader position only for marketing in Erlangen. For example, when you see back OGX, it was one area and OGIP didn't work at all. Then we split it, and up from this point, OGIP, like GIP, became much more public. And so I could imagine to split this and implement a team leader for marketing who's only responsible for this area and also maybe comes from Erlangen and could build up their more like groups and stuff. I also want to improve the relevance of TM. I know that we have a very good MCVP candidate in the MC at the moment, and I think we could get a lot of input from them. More? I also want to give more power to the team leader, because it's very hard for the for a VP to give away responsibility. But I guess this is also part of being a good leader, to delegate stuff. And I really want to give, back when I was team leader, it was a great experience. And I always had the freedom to do kind of with control whatever I wanted. But it was a free space. And I also want to give this opportunity to more people who are sitting in this room today. And right, our outgoing exchanges, they're already quite high. And at the end of my term, I want to say, okay, we have a quite number that is stabilized, and we can focus. It's kind of a fixed number, and people know how it works, and processes are that fixed that at the end they're working. So yeah. And all right, I think finance. You're laughing. That's not funny actually, because I think finance at the moment is totally underrated, and in the moment it's always like, oh yeah, finance somehow is also in the LC maybe, but it's a very important part. And at the moment I'm a member of the team, and it's a great team. And I want to have the awareness in the LC again that finance is also not just a back office, they're a very important part, and I'm so proud that at the moment we have the grade 1, which is also like amazing. Right. But as I said, this is kind of the quote why I'm standing here. Experience is the teacher of all things. And later on, when somebody asks me, or if somebody of you asks me, hey, what was your EV term about? I wouldn't say it was about the exchanges we made. I don't even know how many exchanges we did. And I asked them before the speech if anybody of them knew how many exchanges we had, and we have no idea. Maybe it was 80, maybe it was 90. We don't know. And when somebody asked me what my EV term was about, I would say it was having a first team experience, is what about time management, and it was about living kind of this diversity of the organization. And I want to give this opportunity to more of you guys to experience this, and I guess I've already seen a lot of AIESEC, and I know how it can work and how it can fail. And this is why I'm actually thinking that I'm the right person at the moment to run for this position in Nürnberg. If you click again, please. Right, and to kind of prove this, like to show you, this is a screenshot of my mobile phone, and I promise it's not faked. It's from April 2014. It was taken in the middle of the night, basically. But you can see everything this is yellow is one frame that I spent more than 3 hours with AIESEC. So you can see, for example, he was my cloud planning days. I was gone, Summit and Bali. So already 3 weekends in 1 month that I spent with AIESEC. And everything, like somewhere is Shanghai mapped in because I had to do something with her. But I know that that LCP term is a very busy one, and I know what's coming up. Also because I lived together with Felix, which wasn't always easy. For example, once my EV, we had member selections, and they made me cry. I was so angry at them that I just left the office because I couldn't stand them anymore. And it was, they couldn't say anything because they were so overwhelmed that I had to cry so much. And I was so angry that I had to leave. And then I was sitting at home, and 1 hour later, Felix was coming in. I was like, no, not you again, because it was my LCP at this time. And so just for you to know that I know what an LCP term can be like, but I'm ready for it, and I really want to go for it. And the last one is, wherever you go, go with all your heart. And this is one point, I just had to smile when you said this earlier, because one of my most important values is passion. And to be honest, one of my values, one of my passions at the moment is AIESEC. And I'm spending a lot of time with this organization. And I would love to lead you guys the next term and be your LCP for the next 2 semesters. Thank you very No, I'm fine.
Okay, so let's start with the Q&A part. Therefore, we will have a speakers list if you, Anna is gonna have the first question, and then you can just please raise your hand right now, and we're gonna make a speakers list, and then everybody gets the time to talk. Daniel is gonna make a speakers list.
Okay. So Shane is second.
Okay, so can I please?
Oh. Okay, so Anna is just gonna start. Whenever you feel like asking a question, just raise your hand, and Daniel is gonna show you when they're done. Okay, we got 20 minutes.
Hey ISEC, my name is Michael and I'm applying for the position of LCP for the term 15-16 in Nürnberg. You're wondering who I am? I asked some people, which I met in ISEC, what they think about me. Let's see what they say.
When I think of Mikey, I think of...
Oh God.
Sollen wir dranbleiben?
Okay. So I know. Thank you a lot for your lovely speech, Mike, and your application. I'm really proud that you're running for LCP. Sorry. Thank you a lot for applying. My first question is a little bit about the future of our LC, how you're seeing it in your the direction of your LC. You mentioned in the application that the LC or LCP op is one that all the members know what they do, and they are proud to call themselves ISEC Nürnberg. So what I want to ask you is, what are these members calling? Well, what are these members proud of, and how do you want them to achieve this feeling of pride?
For example, what I see in the LC at the moment is that we did a great job. Just an example in OGX, we had such a high number in applications, and we're really doing a lot for this. And it's not because we're not doing anything, we're doing a lot of information booths and all of this stuff, and I feel that we're not celebrating ourselves enough. And for example, we could have done something more to celebrate this and to feel ourselves proud to be this high in these numbers, because it's not coming from anywhere, because it's really because we did something. And I think that we can celebrate our successes more. And this is actually what I am kind of missing at the moment, that this is not done. And this is also something we can be really proud of.
Next is Shane.
Okay, thank you for your application and the speech, Mikey. I was wondering about the thing that you said in your application about the team leaders and giving them more power. How do you think this is going to be like put in action? Because from my point of view, I can say that my team leader, for example, she's got a lot of power and responsibility already. So do you want them to do even more, or how? Or do you have the impression that at the moment team leaders do not have enough responsibility?
I know, for example, from your team that your team is really doing a lot. I kind of know you. But it's meant for the whole LC. It's not a critical only besides you. But what did I want to say? Yeah, it's also about the awareness of the team leaders of being team leaders. It starts that we elect every team leader in a way that team leaders are only represented. Back when 1 year ago or so, they always get a bracelet only with noodles on it because they're called noodles. And I think that it's already a step to give them more the awareness that they are important, because at the moment I don't have the connections to the team leaders. Maybe it's because I'm a member or I just came back into the LC or so, but I don't feel that the team leaders feel that they are as important as they are at the moment. So probably what is the key for this is at the beginning, a good planning, and just to improve it, because I think you're already doing very good, but I think you can still make them aware that they are as important and such a huge help for the VPs as they are.
Thank you, Michael, for the speech. So I have a question concerning the OD model. So how do you imagine IGIP function to go on in the future?
My turn. So I think that it wouldn't make any sense to start it over again, because we have just closed it, and I think we should build up on what you're doing. So, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to work against each other. I think every generation has an impact, and we have to take the impact and put it on to the next generation. And so I think that it wouldn't make any sense to open IGIP at the moment at all. But I think at the moment we're running OJX already very good. And we'll see at the end how many applications we get and if we reach a high number or not, and we can see how we're doing it in the next semester. If we can kind of keep it the high numbers, then we already kind of stabilize the stuff. And then we can see maybe in the summer semester, I know that's very early, but we can see how the LC is at this time. I mean, it's still 1 year, so we have no idea what's going to happen this year. But I know that we'll have some qualified people in here. I guess most of you know Hannah. I know that she will come back and she has a lot of knowledge. And if we feel like the LC is ready and stabilized for this again, then we could maybe try to open a team leader position and run it very, very smooth. But that's what time will show. I mean, yeah. But I don't think it makes any sense to open the VP position another time.
By the way, only because the question was asked to not only EB members, but every member is allowed to ask questions. Okay, just raise your hand if you want to.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Next question goes to Pia.
Hi, thank you for your application and for your speech. I have a question concerning the elections of team leaders and OCPs and so on. You said in your application that you want to have general elections, but you didn't clarify how you imagine the process, because I think it's pretty difficult to have the whole LC elect team leaders and like, yeah.
That's what I think so too. I wouldn't say that, I mean, it doesn't make sense to sit here for every team leader position. I mean, everybody would be annoyed. But I think that team leaders can be voted by their team. So I know sometime, I don't know how you're electing them at the moment at all. But back, how I know that, for example, the whole team was allowed to vote, and because they know the people best, because, I mean, probably not even every member knows every person another team. So I think it would be good to elect in every team and then have a clear kind of election process that the new EB somehow has to fix and to clarify. And also about the OCP, I think this doesn't make a lot of sense to let this position being elected by the whole LC, but we can elect them with the EB, but it should be a kind of fixed process and not like, oh, I like this person.
Okay, thank you. Next question goes to Vinny.
Well, thank you for your speech. And I want to raise the question that at our faculty, there are still a lot of people who think of us at AIESEC as a sect. So I want to know your opinion on this matter. Do you think we should reposition our image and change how they view us? And what is your vision for AIESEC? How do you want people?
First of all, how I want to perceive them or them to see us, I want them to see as a student organization that is doing something for other people because they believe in it, and not because maybe kind of they want the best for other people as well and want them to open their eyes as well. And to be exact, once I was standing at an information booth with some of you guys, I don't even remember who, and somebody just said the joke like, oh, maybe the people think you're in a sect. And there were some people standing around. And I think that sometimes we don't have the awareness that we're the people who sometimes spread these issues just because we think it's a joke, but actually it's not funny at all. And of course, I don't want to see people calling us a sect or so, but it's also us how we behave in front of other people.
So what do you think should or can we do?
You can raise your hands here. No, second round is just after the question. Yeah. Next we have.
Okay. Thank you for your speech, Michael. You mentioned in your speech that you want to improve TM with many tools for members as well. From my perspective right now, it's quite hard because with every new tool, like it's kind of hard for members. And normally from national side, there's nothing really coming. They tell about it, but then it's not coming. So how would you deal with the situation if nothing from national side will come?
Okay, so nothing from national side will come, and you don't feel that the members are ready for it.
Okay, so what I heard, I talked with, for example, Anna about TM, and she said that TM in the future should be like kind of set with people who are already in AIESEC for a quite long time, so they are experienced and they can have the reflection talks, or how are they called, PDTs, with people that kind of are new, and so the people also feel like taken serious and being, you know what I mean? So that not a newbie is interviewing a person who's already 2 years in AIESEC, because the people in TM will be very, like, have seen a lot of AIESEC then. And with the tool, if nothing is coming from national side. I think that in our LC at the moment, and also in the next semester, we already have a lot of knowledge, and we can try to kind of take the best out of the last years, what already was there, and do some good brainstorming. And I think at the beginning, it's also really about the planning. The planning is very important to have it at the beginning, because when the term already started, then you have your minds everywhere, and you can't really focus on implementing new things. But if you have planned it before, then you can do a lot. And it's also about taking action. It's not about waiting them to give it to you. Sometimes it's also about going to them and approaching them like, guys, why is nothing coming? And this is why there is a NST, and you can also approach them.
Thank you. Next is
Okay, thank you for your speech, Maike. I was just wondering about how you imagine the team leader in Erlangen in marketing, because you said something about building up info booths and stuff there, but do you think that people from our marketing committee go there, and so that the team leader organizes everything, and then people from our committee go there for the info booths, or how do you, or do you want people from Erlangen to be a whole extra marketing team?
Of course, I don't want it to be an extra marketing team. I imagine one VP marketing with, I don't really know, but it could be one team leader in marketing that is only responsible for Erlangen. And for example, just at the moment, we have Pia, who is actually living and working in marketing in Erlangen, living in Erlangen, and also doing the info booths at the moment there. And I think she could be even like more efficient if she was only responsible for Erlangen, because she has the responsibility to be there. And what I think is very important at these information booths, that the EB is also standing behind it. And I can promise you that I will be the person who is nearly standing at every information booth, because I think this is very important for the EB also to be there and do the work that the members are doing as well. And to show them that it's not that hard to go to Erlangen. And also at the moment, they're kind of, you get your money back if you go there. So yeah, and then also the other team leaders should have the awareness that they have to support the team leaders as kind of an EB itself. And so other team leaders, although they're not in the marketing team, have the awareness to go there, because it's important, and not only for the marketing team, but for the whole LC.
Okay, so now we have a second round of questions. So please raise your hand again if you want to ask a question.
Yeah, we have our first question.
Oh. Okay. Is there, okay.
So, Maike, I want to ask you, since I was VP Finance in the last term, I heard there's some financial struggles. You also stated in your application about Mitarbeiter. How will you handle this issue, and how do you think you can generate more income for the LC?
Thank you for your awesome question. For example, what I think at the moment is a present topic is the Y2B, because it just, for any reasons, let's say it was national side or it was our fault, whatever, but I think that this is a lack, because we're kind of lacking kind of 7,000, 8,000 euro, and this could be a big support for every one of you, because I think it's very important that the members go to conferences. It's not only about the EB, because when you come back from a conference, you are kind of inspired and in a better mood, just to go for whatever you want to. And so I don't know, to be honest, what from national side will be kind of published for next year, if it's the Y2B or something else. But I think we should really try to improve the mistakes maybe we did this year, to transfer them to next generation and to the next year, and to make it successful again, because the money is only for you. and we won't spend it on the office or anything, it will come back to the LC and to every single member.
Okay, are there any more first questions? Hi, Felix.
Nice to see you there. Looking back to your VP term, what was the biggest mistake you did there? What was the biggest?
My biggest failure, let's start with the success. I guess my biggest success was to implement a team structure and to build it up from nothing. Well, I started with actually nothing because we did, I think, 2 OGIP by luck. Like it was, we could have done them or we couldn't have done them. And I kind of made it to build up a team and to form a team and to have the awareness that we are OGIP and we are not just a split it up OGX part, we're OGIP. And this is what I think I kind of started in Nürnberg. And this is why I'm also really proud to see how Shenggu is doing it at the moment. And my biggest failure was, yes, it was, I learned a lot about team management actually, and I learned how to manage my time and about, how to deal with a lot of problems. But what I didn't do in this time was to develop myself, because AIESEC gives you a platform that's also about leadership and about thinking about yourself and not thinking about your failures in life and how you can improve as a person. And I think I completely forgot about this, to be honest. I had this key moment last year in December when I came back to apply actually for this position here. And I think that I failed in this part. And I could have also opened up much more to my EB, but I didn't because I wasn't ready for this at this time. But now I feel ready for it, and I already tried at Wiener LDS, and I even want to become better. And this is also the reason, actually my failure back then, that I didn't open up that much in my EB and didn't learn as much about myself as I did after my EB term, is why I'm standing here, because I really want to get better in this and learn more about myself and learn more about how team structure works. And yes, I guess that was my biggest failure.
Okay, again, are there any first questions? No, then we move on to the second question with
No, I was done, sorry.
Then we have Anna. Thank you again, Michael. My question is about you stating the ideal LCP of generation 16. You already in the application said that you think you're a good choice for that because you can somehow merge generations 13, 14 and 14, 15. You have the both knowledge from both generations. So what my question actually is in your speech right now, in your application, there were some question marks for me personally because I have a feeling that you did not inform yourself enough about the processes or the implementations we had in this generation. And if you're stating that the ideal LCP for you knows about both generations and about what happened, for example, YGB decisions, for example, team leader processes, why didn't you start this ideal of an LCP right now in your application process?
So why I didn't go to all your VPs and brought all the knowledge? To be honest, I talked to some of your VPs. I didn't talk to all of them, but I talked to a lot of members. And I think the knowledge is not only based in the EB, it's also in every member and how they see it, because sometimes members have a very different perspective on things, how the EB tests. And this is why I actually also chose not to talk to everybody. Maybe I could have get more knowledge, like functional knowledge, but I think it's also important how the members see the whole LC. This is why I talked to a lot of you, and just to get the feeling about how members feel in the moment at the LC, and this also shaped kind of what I think what Nürnberg needs at the moment.
Okay. Thank you. We have one last question. I think, is there a first question? And we're not allowed to take first questions anymore. Okay, sorry. Then we have last question.
Okay. So I have a quote that I would like you to comment what you think about this quote. It says, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. What do you think about it?
If you can't measure it,
you can't manage it.
If you can't measure it, then you can't what?
Manage. basically it says that if you cannot measure it, like you don't have numbers for the action that, or the things, or the processes that happen in the LC, you're not able to manage it. What do you think about this code?
I actually can't really agree with it, because I think, for example, that feeling proud of yourself about being this LC is something you can't measure. You can't say I'm proud of this because on a scale from 0 to 10 on scale 8. That's kind of impossible. But I think it's something that you can handle, and it's by little steps. Let's say the spirit. It's something you can't really measure, but you kind of have to feel it. You can say it, and so small steps that can lead there, and I think that you can also manage it.
Thank you very much for all these interesting questions. Okay, so I have one last question to you guys, and it's the Kandidatendebatte. So if any one of you guys knows anything about Maike, do you want to leave the room for it? But not allowed to. Do you? So you want to stay? You want to stay? Yeah, I will stay. Okay. So again, Kandidatendebatte. If anybody of you knows anything about the candidate, which makes him a not suitable candidate, for example, if you know that she's hiding something, or that she's planning on going to abroad within the next term, or just anything, but that you think makes her not suitable for the job, you have the possibility to talk now and tell everyone. Okay, very good. Then we don't have any candidate debate, and we will go on to the voting. And here you can see the voting bill. And to make sure everyone fills it out correctly, I will explain to you. You have Priorisierung at first, which is actually the yes vote. So if you want to vote for Maike Herbst as your LCP 1516, please put 1 here, which is your first priority. If you want to abstain from the vote, please make a cross at this part. And if you vote against Maike Herbst, make a cross at this field. Is that clear to everyone, or do you have questions?
First one and then the first one.
Yes. Don't make a cross here, make a first priority here. It doesn't make a lot of, like, you don't have more than 1 candidate, but still please put 1 here for your first choice candidate. Okay. Did everyone get that?
But you only have to write 1 thing.
Yes,
right?
Please only fill out 1 of these here.
Could you shut up,
Don't
please,
put
on the back?
anything. Don't put anything elsewhere. Like only cross or put 1 here. Like only fill in 1 field. Is that clear? Okay, then we will start.
So we write the 1 in 1 of those things, and then we don't make any crosses.
No, only 1. Like only 1 or a cross.
Du kannst. Okay, so quickly in German. Ihr könnt ein Feld ausfüllen. Ja, wir haben eine Priorisierungswahl. Da wir nur einen Kandidaten haben, ist die höchste, also wir können nur eine Priorisierung geben für 1. Das heißt, wenn ihr dafür seid, dass Maike LCP wird, dann ist Maike eure erste Wahl und ihr schreibt unter Priorisierung eine 1. Wenn ihr euch enthalten wollt, weil ihr sagt, ihr könnt keine Entscheidung fallen, dann macht ihr ein Kreuz bei Enthaltung. Wenn ihr sagt, ihr seid dagegen, dass die LCP wird, dann macht ihr bei Nein ein Kreuz. Das heißt, nur ein Zeichen auf diesem Wahlzettel, entweder eine 1 oder ein Kreuz. Alle Stimmzettel, die falsch ausgefüllt sind, können nicht gewertet werden. Alle verstanden? Erklär mal fertig.
Okay.
Delegation mit vorbringen, wenn Lena den Namen aufruft.
I will now go through the list again, and everyone can take his voting bill and come to the front and take. So we have Anna Kopfschütze, Anna Islam Lopez, Christiane Klaus, Daniel Schätze, Dorothea Kostner, Eva Wittsteller, Fabian Wallrath, Franziska D. Franziska D. Ja, und Franziska Annesberger.
Ich will immer so einen seltsamen Humor. Ich gar nicht lustig. Ich verstehe es nicht. Das ist gut mit Kunst. Das kann ja eigentlich nur Eva gewesen sein. Oder Vicky. Eva natürlich. Nein, das ist Vicky war das. Warum?
Please note that you're not allowed to leave the room, people. Otherwise, we have to check the Anwesenheit again.
Yeah, but I have a delegation vote.
But have you had a delegation back from the beginning?
Julian Sengebert. Katharina Salde. Katharina Reit.
Weißt du, was du auch?
Linda Hahn. Und Linda Hahn.
Ich weiß nicht, wann ich
Ja,
darf ich das nicht selber stimmen?
Oh, Michael darf auch wählen.
Marie Oliver.
Klar.
Maximilian Ross. Miriam Brandl. Verifikation von Miriam Brandl.
Sehr gut. Art und Weise.
Moment,
Angezeigt, was man spricht. Ja.
Ist das die ganze Zeit raus?
Ja, aber gar nicht. Helene Hinner.
Dann auch mal Präsidentschaft draußen sein. Eigentlich kann ich das ausmachen.
Das wird angezeigt. ça. Ach so, das war die. So eine Siri.
Hallo, ihr Menschen. Peter, gib doch mal ein Küsschen in die Kamera. Ah ja, bitte.
Du hast so einen schönen roten Mund. Ja, mach das.
Ich kann das aber noch.
Wir hatten zeitweise 10 Zuschauer.
Geil. Ja, aber weißt du das?
Robert hat mir geschrieben. Robert hat mir Zeit zugeschaut. So.
Ist das live?
Ja, das
Ja,
ist live.
Wo wir das live
Du hast live die Kamera verdeckt. Ja, kein Problem, ich habe live ein Video angemacht. Also. Ja, im Internet auf YouTube kannst du live spielen. Wir haben teilweise 10 Zuschauer, ja. Ja, ich habe sogar ein Foto von Termin.
Aber ich wüsste
wie viele online
nicht.
sind.
Ich so, ja, scheiße, Peter, hast du das Video gemacht? Hast du so, keine Ahnung, wie man das jetzt wegmacht. Hast du Mac, ne?
Hm?
Bei Mac?
Das war der halt nicht den Dinger. Aber er ist gerne in der Kamera.
Ja. Oh ja, da steht das drauf.
Das habe ich ein Kreuz gemacht. Ich möchte mal eine Stimme live abgeben.
Gehst jetzt zum Hotel zusammen?
Die sind bei live drauf hier.
Hey.
Jetzt warte mal. Wenn wir jetzt eigentlich aufgerufen
Das Ding ist ja gleich mit die Umschläge. Zum Zusammengehen.
Wir reden später drüber. Fertig? Ja, nachhörbar.
Okay.
So, wollen wir unsere Stimme jetzt live abgeben? Komm, oder? Ja, warte mal, wie oft muss man fallen, dass es nicht ungültig wird? Guck mal erstmal was.
Just listen. Okay, to make it quick and to actually to finish the evening and the election process, I now go through the list again. I'm very sorry for that process, but we have to do it like that. And you can put your voting bill in here, filled out properly, hopefully. And we start with Anna. Anna. Janik Maus, Daniel Schmidt, Borussia Eva Wittesfelder, Fabian Walter, Franziska Lee, Franziska Annenberger,
Leute, könnt ihr schon mal die... Nein! Das gibt ja nicht.
Guys, can I please ask you to be quiet for a little moment, because it's actually very hard to hear the names if you're talking. So it's only gonna take a few more minutes and then we are finally done, okay? So now we have Tani, Linda, delegation. Maike here. Marie Weber. Maximilian Rock. Delegation Miriam Schwandle. Ja, einmal. What did you do? Michina. Moritz, Delegation.
Okay. Und die Externen.
Hey,
Hallo, nein, hier, Felix und so.
Externe,
ich bin ja nicht extern, kleines. Mr. Gangster. Mr. Gangster.
Ja, ich bin voll der Gangster.
Habt ihr alle gehört? Meisten Gangster.
Hast du schon eingetragen?
Could you please listen again? Important, thank you. Okay, thank you, Anna. We're still not allowed to leave the room. We have to, we will go outside and count the votes. And when we come inside, the election process is finished, and we will all together go outside for the announcement. Okay? So please stay inside for another couple of minutes.